Alright, so we're looking at the mountain building. So this is a virtual lab, mountain formation for compressional stress. So this was made, the -5 lost -5 points. I have -5, 25, and 34 in my status. Background, according to plate tectonic theory, when convergence occurs, sometimes folds are created that can give rise to mountains. Incredibly large, just huge amounts that are like compressional stress that can use like causing more plastic-like or ductile rocks to deform. These deformed rocks can give rise to three different types of folds: anticlines, synclines, and monoclines. In this video, you guys can watch the video of it if you want to. You'll examine some of these different structures. Anticline or syncline, begin by defining following terms. Anticline, a ridged, shapefold, or stratified rock in which the strata slope downward from the crust. Syncline is a fold with younger layers closer to the center of the structure, whereas an anticline is an inverse syncline. Monocline is a step like folded in the rock strata, consisting of a zone of steeper dip within an otherwise horizontal sequence. Compressional stress. It is a stress component perpendicular to given surface. Axial plane, the transverse plane, the horizontal plane that divides the body into superior and inferior parts. Now, correctly label each of these diagrams is either an anticline or syncline. Also mark the axial line or plane, or syncline or anticline. This is syncline and this is anticline. Beds of rock are originally laid down horizontally into layers. Look at the following picture and describe the layers' orientation to each other. Their orientation for each line, and they target for the layers. So how much we took to build that expression. -2 on my status. Describe what is happening to the rock layers. Describe the anticline-syncline pair. Click here for this video. I know it's him for this video, obviously. It pushes the right side of the layers that can take or cannot take for falling action part. The part is obviously the suffer expression of the rocks combining together. Now watch the next following video clip and describe what happens when compressional stress is coming from both directions. Describe what is happening to the rock layers. Describe the anticline-syncline pair. Again, this is him in the video. The rock layers are combining together as a small order. They are the up-down folds that are usually cured together. They are caused by compressional stress. Look at the following diagram. Mark the anticline-syncline pairs and mark axial planes. -3 on my status. Explain how compressional stress can create the folded mountains. They adjust the mountains for the highest thing for a long length for units to create a folded mountains. Yeah, I never want to see this guy ever again. I will not be coming to class for him, because I never want to see him again, because he's terrible, obviously. Let's do the igneous rock identification and how to find things. So this is all the assignments that I put it in this situation. Alright. This will take a while, so this woman will be able to read it for me. So thank you guys. Thank you, woman, for reading it for me. Hurry up.
What is country rock? Native to an area, in contrast to any intrusion of viscous geologic material. 2. What is a pluton? A body of intrusive igneous rock. 3. Why does the magma rise? 4. What is a diapier? 5.
Not
What
a
is
diaper.
a piece of rock within it.
So what is a diapier? No, not a diaper. Not a diaper that people wear for bedwetting. It's a different combination. This is the dye pair is from science that we're in right now. So I know it kind of sounds. I know that it sounds like diaper, but it's more like dye pair. But it's I don't know why it does not really sound like diaper, but it almost sounds like diaper. But it's not. But it's not diaper at all. It's dye pair. Okay, guess you should remember this by the first thing of Earth space science.
An igneous rock that is not derived from the original magma. 6. What is a dike intrusion? 7. What is the chill zone? In intrusive igneous rocks that are fine-grained because of rapid cooling. 8. What is a sill intrusion? In geology, tabular sheet instructions of intruded older layers. 9. What is a batholith? A very large igneous intrusion extending deep in the Earth's crust. 10. What is a laccolith? A mass of igneous rock, typically lens-shaped. 11. What is a volcanic neck? 12. What is shiprock? 13. What is surrounding it or radiating out? 14. What is Devil's Tower? 15. What is a stock? Corporation is all of the shares into which ownership of the corporation is divided. 16. What kind of rock is exposed in Yosemite National Park? Granitic. 17. Which formed first, the darker or lighter rock? Rock granite. 18. How could you tell the difference between a lava flow and a sill in the Grand Canyon? Older layers of sedimentary rock, beds of volcanic lava or tuff. What two continents look like they clearly fit together? What field of science did Alfred Wegener study? What did Wegener think the continents were doing? What did he call the ancient supercontinent? What does Pangea mean? A supercontinent made up of all the world's present land masses. What was Wegener's first piece of evidence? Presented his ideas in 1912 and they were elaborated with successive editions of his book. Where are the two places in the world where the Mesosaurus fossils are found? Southern Africa and Eastern South America. What happens to the fossils if you reassemble the continents? What was the second piece of evidence? What mountain ranges line up perfectly? Forms as the crust is compressed, crumbled. What do we mean by line up perfectly? Her testimony lines up with the defendant's alibi. What was the third piece of evidence? Theory. What are glaciers? What are glacial striations? What rock did Wegener find?
I did not
What
answer
is
these
the fourth piece
questions.
of
I answered some
evidence?
questions
What was
though.
the name of Wegener's book? What was
I mean,
Wegener
sorry for
never able to
interrupting.
explain?
So he made his new assignment called How to Fly Things and Turn into Mr. Brain's class. When I get to his learning for Mr. Brain's class, I want to read this for him so I can show Mr. Brain how tough he is. What tab do I use to find work? Did I answer that question? Do I put all of the assignments in the same Google Doc or do I start a new one? Maybe a new one. Do I need to put my name on each new assignment? Yes. Do I copy and paste the title of the questions or just write answers? Copy and paste the questions. When I am done with the assignment, should I send Mr. Burton with a link on that assignment? Yes. How often should I contact Mr. Burton? When he's active. What are the best ways to contact Mr. Burton? It's learning. Does this assignment count for a grade? Yes. So obviously, Mr. Burton, you didn't have to do that assignment for you. You can just do it. You could have done it in a different way. You could have done it to a different side. You could have just done it to a different assignment besides you. Basically, you don't have to do this for you. I mean, it's kind of useful, but I don't mind that. I could tell you this someday. Let's talk about the 2020 presidential candidates. All right, I'm gonna let this one read for me. As soon as this pops up. Oh no, I clicked it by accident. I didn't realize it was gonna pop up. Pardon me.
2020 presidential candidates on the issues. Warm up. Brainstorm answers to the following question before beginning the lesson. Brainstorm what you know about the following presidential candidates. President Donald Trump. Former Vice President Joe Biden. President Donald Trump is the 45th president in the world, and current resulted of many people in the greetings. Former Vice President Joe Biden is the U.S. President-elect of the selector of joining as a vice president. Introduction. Write a 1-2 sentence statement that describes your opinions about what should be done to address the following issues. Issue. Your opinion about what should be done. Addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. It has been hard to deal with the staying apart. It can attract many without masks. Improving the
True.
economy. It is like many bills of improving yourself and could attract your time and focus. Wages and employment. Other employees can use the ability of the experience. They can also use the focus appearance. Health care. They can use health decisions on a healthy basis for many serious confidential appearances. They can attract a lot of services for pains. Racial justice and police reform. Racism should be banned as much as possible, and they can attract any race or not many of them though. Immigration and border security. Immigration could be a generation of detail if it works. They can
Oh,
use
sorry.
materials of the security damage of the possible matters. Energy and the environment. They can provide a fact for other social environments. They can succeed in the field in ways. Protests and civil unrest. They can be usable campaign protests in religions. They can use the civil unrest in preparation and unity secrets. Exploration. For each issue, view the video clips and campaign sites from both candidates. Summarize their position on the issue and describe how you feel about their position. Pick any of the 4 issues to complete. Issue. Addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. What do they matter to them? Summarize the candidate's position. What is your opinion of this candidate's position? Video clip. Donald Trump. Campaign site. Donald Trump. Trump reopening bill for American Republicans of the noticing candidates on religion on unity. I think Trump can use a generation of to build Republicans. They can use opportunities. Video clip. Joe Biden. Reopening right and safe order in companies. Joe Biden can compromise the factories of the religions. Campaign site. Joe Biden. Issue. Improving the economy. Improving comes affect for more in units. Summarize the candidate's position. What is your opinion of this candidate's position? Video clip. Donald Trump. Campaign site. Donald Trump. Economics and using for more informations. They can make more better if they say the job for information in possible ways. Video clip. Joe Biden. Campaign site. Joe Biden. Rebuilding the plans of the justice in units. It calls for every confidential place if they say possible generations. Issue. Wages and employment. Wages and employment can affect definitions. Summarize the candidate's position. What is your opinion of this candidate's position? Video clip. Donald Trump. Campaign site. Donald Trump. Discussing the summarize for 2020 pandemic for COVID-19 power justice. He should tell more about the COVID-19 really is end up coming again or not. Video clip. Joe Biden. Campaign site. Joe Biden. Wages and explanation of the employees of the year. Joe Biden would have explained why the position needs the person's wages of employment. Issue. Health care. Health care can affect what? Summarize the candidate's position. What is your opinion of this candidate's position? Video clip. Donald Trump. Health care for Trump's decision of the units of. Trump can use
Caring.
action for the passing health care.
For the minerals of challenging caring. Protecting and building the environment care. Biden may have used the humor for environment care for health symptoms. The issue of racial justice in policing. Did not do that one. Immigration and border security. Did not do that one. Energy policy. What does energy policy affect? Summarize the candidate's position. What is your opinion on the candidate's position? Energy policy is a matter when it's possible to know any sort of decision if they can make the opportunity to change that. In democratic matter, in discussion of the campaign, they can add more details to the generation of the policy of matter in the war may be involved. Community of the matter for democratic on the past unit. Protests and civil unrest. What does protestants affect for them? You can summarize and what is your opinion? Civil unrest is possibility a matter of what they shall cooperate for the chance of conflict when it happens. Protesting units for civil war in unrest of times. They should make the wall for justices for units for many wars for completing the assessment. Joe Biden can use the protection and protests to give advices for those kind of things. What does climate affect change for them? Climate change and environment. The suffering of the candidate campaign of justice of love war that compares it. I think they shall decide when they can see the justice they can do if it helps or not. Climate changing and basic and unity of a challenge basis. Bitten should use a little sense of challenging basis of material of what they could do. Based on the issues discussed by the candidates, write a detailed response of the following prompt. Based on the issues discussed by the candidates, which candidates, if any, do you agree with the most? Use examples in the specific policies to support your explanation. So my response is, I would prefer Bitten because he is easier to make the company more better than the cooperation normal things. They can specify ideas for how to make the suggested we can have a feeling of presidential acts. Of Joe Biden can also be the calm vice president than Trump because he is reprehensible. Then most other people may not know the United States very well of a matter of election time. So what candidates do I agree is probably the probably the health that I can probably the healthcare that I can say. Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty interesting that I can see. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that I can basically check out. So yeah, we're recording for almost 20 minutes. Let's talk about the Spanish-American War of the assignment. Background: who ruled Cuba? Was colony of Spain. When did the Spanish? What did the Spanish do to the Cubans? Were they nice to them? Led to massacres of Cuban people, so that's not nice. USS Maine. Where did it explode? Havana Harbor. What caused it to explode? Torpedo. Two Front War. What two modern day countries controlled by the Spanish did the U.S. attack? The Navy Convention. The war. U.S. blockades Cuba. What does that mean? Spanish can't send replies. What free places did the U.S. defeat in Spanish? Navy around Cuba. Spanish fleet in the Philippines. Small Spanish army in Cuba. A war on two fronts. June 1898. American troops advanced towards Santiago Harbor in Cuba. Who are the leaders of the Rough Riders? 1/4. Who won the battle? The American victories. A war on two fronts, which is the same. Which cavalry units were all black? The armor that are under control of the condition. Spanish resistance ended when the war had came for the suffer. When did the war end? How long was it? It was before the war. It was before the war has affected Cuba, for the lawyers have been discovered. Who, when, where did the Spanish warships get defeated at? Who? Citizens. The war has happened. Cuba. What island did the U.S. seize? Or seize, or something like that. Empire conflict. The American army was what? Where did American soldiers die at? Where did American gain war? What to do with Cuba? Cuba given independence. A for C. Treaty of Paris signed. Outcomes. Reconcentration camps. What are reconcentration camps? I did not answer those questions. Reform in the Philippines. Why did Taft want to reform the Philippines? What free reforms did he do? Three things. Puerto Rico 19's Congress passed blank making what? Self-government citizens electing own governor. Debate on what to do. Cuba. What is military government called? Plot amendment. Plot amendment. Okay, so I will be doing the other Spanish American War process. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. So it's here around here somewhere. Here it is. Imperialism in the Spanish American War. Directions. Go to your Discovery textbook and click on the assignment called The Age of Imperialism Begins. Use page 2 only to fill in the main idea web on this page. If there's 4 spaces, there will be 4 ideas to fill in. Natural economy, motives for U.S. imperialism, region, the frontier thesis, and militarism. So, I did not fill any of those. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe it's because I was forgetting that I have not done this yet. Or maybe it's because I did not realize that I've not done this. Let's do the Bill Nye seafloor spreading. So he put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 2.5 out of 5. Alright, let's read some of those. Alright, so what did Harry Hess use his depth sounder to measure when they were out at sea? They had opportunities to use sonar. What did most scientists imagine the bottom of the ocean floor looked like? Was flat and white. What did Harry Hess discover on the seafloor? Spreading. What did scientists discover at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean floor? Beneath to reach for floors. How much higher are volcanoes compared to the ocean floor? 4,170. What did Harry Hess discover about the age of the Atlantic Ocean floor? Hess proposed seafloor spreading. What is being forced up at the ridge? Push. What happens to the cooled molten rock as more molten rock is pushed more from like behind it? Magma can intrude into a low density area. What did Hess call his discovery? The history of the ocean basins. What is the name of the process that recycles the crust of a spreading ocean floor? Subduction. So yeah, I was almost kind of close getting the almost grade, but I did not check on PowerSchool because I cannot log into PowerSchool for some reason. Yeah. All right, one more assignment, then I'm gonna do another assignment on that one. All right, interactive notes. The electional group, the electoral college that I did not even answer. What is the electoral college and what is its purpose? What formula is used to determine how many electors a state receives? Why is the number 270 so important when it comes to the electoral college process? What impact have political parties had on the electoral college system? Identify the number of electors each candidate would receive in the following situation, and the answer of the question that follows: Iowa. Candidate, the popular vote, popular percentage, electors received. Candidate A, 757,000 and 217, 49.29518%. Candidate B, 757,218, 49.29525%. Candidate C, 21,652, 1.40096%. Why did you award the electors in this manner? What is a swing state, the battleground state, and why is it so important in the electoral college process? What are some criticisms of the electoral college system? What do proponents believe are the advantages of the electoral college system? Why did the framers of the Constitution feel that electoral college was the best method for electing the president? All right, so I'm probably going to be rating some of the assignments, and I might save it for part 109, 109. It's trying to get a string out of my mouth. Predicting the 2020 presidential election. View the following clip, and answer each of the questions listed below. You can watch the video here, predicting swing states in the 2020 election. What is meant by race ratings? The current race ratings are over like 5 or 6, 10, depends of knowing them. How do the various race ratings compare to each other? They support the atmosphere in possible ways. According to Kyle Conduct, what factors go into rating swing states during a presidential election? The job would matter when they shall want to praise a job for them. What are the challenges with rating and predicting elections? Define the achievement for objects about the presidents when asking for knowledges. Application. Complete a chart using the information in the videos and polling data for 270 to win. Make a prediction or on who you think will win and explain why. 2016 results and 2020 polling data. Factors and issues impacting the outcome of 2020. Who do you think or state? Who do you think will win this battle? Arizona 6.1 to 8 on 1.87 cases. June having trouble paying for basics. Florida 60 of votes. In terms of political, Collier County in Southwest Florida. 20 backgrounds, which is from Michigan. Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent. Nevada, 7th most extensive. Boundaries, 32nd most populous. New Hampshire, 25 votes. Resulted for creative. Suffering for distances and difficulty disapproval. North Carolina, 50 complaints. Battleground state is a balanced state for cities. Ohio, 18 votes. Percentage states of this Ohio system, percentage points of on 80 on 18, obviously. Winning Ohio and nearly above all states. Pennsylvania, six straight elections. First state to swing blue to red. And differences of governments were snatched up. 87 white people on Wisconsin. College degree 55%. 10 to 17 ads. Add 27, so it adds vote election. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'll be able to answer your questions whenever you need time. Just to let you know that I will be logging off at 12 a.m. to watch TV. So just like I told you. All right. See you guys in a part.